Hi everyone, Eric Nelson here once again, and thank you for tuning into my YouTube channel. For today, I am back with another book review on Marc Estes' Four Pieces for Power. Now, before I get into the review, I would like to ask this one question. Or maybe not ask a question, but I would just like to say, imagine Indiana Jones as not the well-educated athletic archaeologist who is real skilled with the whip and all of his other weapons, and just imagine him as the typical average guy. Do you think he would win all of his battles, or uncover all of the treasures or artifacts that he was after? Well, the typical answer to that question would actually be no, because in order to survive all of what Indiana Jones went through, you have to be well knowledged in what Indiana Jones went through. However, there is a slight chance that some average guy might. Now, of course, he or she might have to have some sort of power or knowledge that they may not that they have, but they are just not well aware of it. In this case, in Marc Estes' Four Pieces for Power, that average guy who is somewhat like Indiana Jones, his name is Andrew Corio. And as I said, he's the typical average guy who leads or who lives a somewhat idealistic life, but the only problem that he's having as the book opens is that he is trying to get over a lost love life. That is until one day, as he's reading the Phantom of the Opera. By the way, I like that subliminal motif. So as he's reading that famous novel, a group of deranged men arrive at his house and tell him that he is next in line to be the leader of a secret organization called the Vendictori, and it's somewhat connected with his family. However, he is not automatically given that role once the men approach him and explain his family history that is connected with the organization, because he needs to compete against a man whose family was a rival against Andrew's family to be the leader of that organization. And that man's name is Robert Devereaux. And so what they have to compete against each other is by going on a worldwide search for 4 crystals. And once those 4 crystals are brought together, they will inform the person who brings the 4 crystals together on where they must go next in order to become the leader of the organization. Now, Andrew, as I said, is the typical average guy, but he's also an honest and caring man who wants to do good for people, and so he wants to be the leader of the organization to, as I said, to do good for people, as well as to maintain a good family lifestyle and also a good family history. But Robert, on the other hand, is just in it for money and greed. So, now the worldwide search, I think, is somewhat, or the search for the crystals is somewhat similar to Indiana Jones, how he has to go find artifacts and go on a huge search, and of course he encounters competitors who want to search for that artifact as well. And Andrew, along his journey, discovers that he might not have supernatural powers, but he discovers that he has a lot of physical and emotional strength that he never knew that he had, as well as maybe some physical power, but nothing too superhero-y. So, but I also like how Marc Estes created all the characters and all of the situations, action and non-action, or maybe I shouldn't say non-action, but just the typical scenes in the books where it just includes dialogue and character development. And I love the title too, Four Pieces, Four Power, because, as I said, they need to search for four crystals. So, of course, once those four crystals are brought together, a power will emerge and it will tell them where they need to go next in order to become the leader. But the four pieces for power in the title of the book, I think, is also another type of a power where the four pieces will eventually bring them power, meaning they will bring them a title role of a leader. And of course, a leader has a lot of power. But of course, there's another type of a power too, and that is the power to actually do good or to acquire evil. And so there's that sort of dividing line of the type of power that you will be given. Well, it's the same type of power, but of course one must interpret that power, and Andrew will interpret that power for good, whereas to Robert will interpret that power for evil. So who will win? Well, that is for you, the reader, to find out. And also, this book is a part of a series, so book 2 should be out there, or if it's not, it should be out there soon, and you can get this book anywhere. And I hope to see you all at the bookstore or the iBookstore.